She never announces it. She never makes a dramatic entrance into your life or demands your attention. Yet somehow you feel her presence even when she is not there. That is because when a woman thinks about you, she often does it quietly. Not in ways that scream for validation, but in subtle actions that most people miss. If you know where to look, the signs are unmistakable. And once you see them, you cannot unsee them. It starts with the smallest details. She remembers things you never thought were important. A random story you told weeks ago. A preference you mentioned in passing. A habit you did not even realize you had. This is not coincidence. The human brain does not store unnecessary information about people it does not care about. When she remembers the little things, it means your presence has already taken space in her mind. You notice it in how she brings things up without being prompted. She does not ask you again because she already knows. She anticipates rather than reacts. This happens because thinking about someone repeatedly strengthens emotional memory. Psychologists call this selective attention. Her mind filters the world and highlights anything connected to you. Then there is her timing. She reaches out when you least expect it, not when it is convenient. A message arrives during a quiet moment of your day. Not too frequent, not overwhelming, but consistent. This consistency matters. People who think about you regularly feel an internal pull to reconnect. They do not force it. They respond to it. Her questions go deeper over time. At first, they are casual. Then they begin to carry weight. She asks about your thoughts, not just your actions. Your opinions, not just your plans. This shift is important. It shows emotional investment. Curiosity is a form of care. When she wants to understand how you see the world, it means she is imagining how she fits into it. She listens differently. When you speak, she does not wait for her turn. She absorbs. She reacts to the meaning, not just the words. Later, you realize she has reflected on what you said. Maybe she challenges you gently. Maybe she supports you quietly. Either way, her responses show that your words stayed with her long after the conversation ended. You also see it in her body language. Even when she says nothing, her behavior gives her away. She leans in without realizing it. Her eyes stay on you a second longer than necessary. These are not rehearsed signals. They are subconscious. The body reacts faster than the mind can hide. She creates space for you in her life. Not loudly, not dramatically, but intentionally. She adjusts her schedule. She finds reasons to be present. She does not say she made time. She simply does. Time is the most honest currency we have. People spend it where their thoughts already live. Sometimes she mirrors you. Your phrases appear in her speech. Your humor starts to shape hers. This happens when emotional alignment begins. The brain naturally syncs with people it feels connected to. It is a quiet form of intimacy that develops without effort. She supports you in ways that do not demand credit. She encourages you without making it about herself. She notices your progress. She notices your struggles. And even when she does not know how to help, she stays attentive. That attention is not accidental. It comes from someone who thinks about your journey even when you are not around. There is also restraint. When a woman thinks deeply about you, she often holds back instead of pushing forward. She does not overwhelm you with emotion. She measures her words. This is not a lack of interest. It is caution. Emotional awareness creates vulnerability, and vulnerability makes people careful. You might notice moments where she almost says something, then stops, or changes the subject slightly. Those pauses matter. They reveal an internal conversation she is having about you. She is thinking not just about how she feels, but how her feelings might affect the connection. She notices your absence. If you pull away even briefly, she feels it. Her energy shifts. She might not confront you, but something changes. The tone, the pace, the warmth. When someone thinks about you often, your silence becomes noticeable. She respects your boundaries. This is important. Genuine interest does not rush or invade. It observes, it waits. She allows things to unfold naturally because she values the connection more than immediate reassurance. That patience comes from someone who believes you are worth thinking about long-term. Over time, you realize she believes in your potential, not just who you are now, but who you are becoming. She speaks to that future version of you. She challenges you to grow. She does not try to reshape you. She encourages what already exists. This kind of belief requires emotional presence. It comes from imagining your path forward. She defends you quietly. When you are not in the room, she protects your name. Not aggressively, not dramatically, but firmly. Loyalty often begins in silence. It begins in thoughts before it becomes action. Sometimes she steps back. This can be confusing. But distance does not always mean disinterest. Sometimes it means she is sorting through her emotions. Strong feelings often require space to understand. Thinking deeply can look like withdrawal from the outside. You might catch her smiling at her phone without explanation, or becoming thoughtful after a simple interaction. These moments are not random. They are reflections of an internal world, where you appear more often than you realize. The most telling sign is how natural everything feels. There is no performance, no pressure, no forced intensity, just an easy pull that keeps bringing her attention back to you. When someone thinks about you genuinely, it does not feel chaotic. It feels grounded. She does not need to say it. She shows it through awareness, through care, through consistency, through restraint, through presence. These quiet signals are stronger than loud declarations because they come from a place of truth. If you pay attention, you will see it. Not in grand gestures, but in subtle patterns. And once you understand these quiet ways, you realize something powerful. When a woman thinks about you deeply, her actions speak long before her words ever do.